Welcome back, everybody. My name is BluJay, and we are back once again on the Unity SMP. If you missed last episode, we built our starter house, and I am standing on it right now, with the beautiful Unity SMP sign in the background and the moon coming up because it's getting dark. So hopefully we won't have the same problem we had in the last episode and get hit by an Enderman standing off somewhere in the distance. So we'll make this quick. In today's episode, we are going to start out by getting ourselves a solid source of food that will continue to replenish itself. And by that, I mean we are going to get some crop farms going. We'll make some potato farms and some carrot farms and some wheat farms. So let's get started. So I did a few things off camera in between episodes, and the first thing I want to show you is this. We got a diamond pickaxe, finally. We have some diamonds, and we're going to save that. We're not going to use it just yet because I want to wait till we can enchant it and maybe make this thing a little bit better. And the other thing we did was purchased a saddle. We bought that from Dallas, and then that one we caught in the river like a couple minutes later with that fishing rod. And we've got two identical fishing rods. We've got Unbreaking 3, Luck of the Sea 3, Lure 3. So we're going to be pretty good on that end of things for quite a while. All right, so we are over here at Daphne's shop, and if you haven't seen this yet, she built this, I think, a couple episodes ago in her version of this series from her perspective. Go check that out. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of really cool stuff in here to get, but what we want and what we are interested in is downstairs through this little hatch and this. All veggies are free, just plant. So in order to get ourselves started with our starter farms, we're going to go ahead and take advantage of these free resources. We've already got plenty of wheat seeds and all of that kind of stuff. So we're going to get a few more carrots, potentially a few more potatoes. But yeah, this will hopefully get us started. So I'm going to gather these up, and then we will be on our way. Okay, so oh, hello. I don't think you're supposed to be here. I think you should leave. No? Okay. Well, then you're just going to be a pile of bones on the ground. Okay, moving on. We are done gathering up some crops in Daphne's shop, and I just kind of want to walk around the spawn area just for a couple of minutes because you haven't necessarily seen all of this from my perspective. If you watch the other players' episodes, then you've probably seen this, but this is Daphne's starter house right here, and then well, let's pop on in and take a peek and see what this looks like. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Oh, man, I really love the clay. Or is that concrete? I don't remember if that's clay or if that's concrete, but either one, it looks good. And then down here, I think is just a little netherwort farm. Yep, that's pretty cool. We need to get some of that for ourselves because we have not been to the nether yet, and that's still probably a little ways off because I don't have the kind of gear to justify going there just yet. It's a little bit too much for what we've got. And then this over here is Dallas's starter house, and he has since moved on from here, but this is where he started out his series on this server. And what does that say? Your face. I think that was a gift from AGHQ. What a guy. What a guy. And then over here, I think this is just like an old dilapidated barn that's been kind of, you know, destroyed and weathered through the years and all of that. So pretty cool stuff going on around here. And then there's my tree house over there. And let's hop on across the way and we'll see what else there is around the spawn area. All right, we are over here at xDarkAbsolute's house with a zombie just hanging there in the vines. I don't know how he got there, but I'm going to leave him there because I'm not sure if Dark wants me messing with that guy or not. But he's got some pretty cool ideas going on here with this treehouse. And over here, hello. Not sure who that is right now. I'm not sure who's on the server. But we've got a enchanting room in here, and I'm going to have to check with him to see if I can use that. And back down on the ground from the trees, hopping over here to where JojopetV's house is. And man, what a view. Dark built that Unity SMP sign up there, and it's nice to be able to see it from this vantage point. It's kind of spelled backwards from where I'm at, so I'm going to have to pop over here from time to time just to take a look at that sign. And look at that. Jojo built a dinosaur. Oh, so cool. Just the different ideas and different takes on builds and things that pop up on this server from time to time. I love it. It's a lot of fun being a part of something like this. So yeah, this is his house over here, and he's got an amazing view out the back, and he can see and keep an eye on that AGHQ guy down there because he's been notorious for taking a few things here and there. He took a seed out of my chest. I saw it happen. And there's a rumor going around that he may have eaten part of ECKOSOLDIER's birthday cake too. So, I mean, he did give it to him, so I guess he had the right to, eat some of it if he really wanted to, but it was a gift. Why did you have to do that, AGHQ? Why did you have to do that? But let's go check out his house really quick and see what he's got in here. This is an upside-down house. My goodness, even the trees are upside down, and the first time I saw this, I was just like, oh my. This is going to be fun, because this was actually one of the first places we stopped on our tour when he showed me around this place on my first night on the server. And from this point forward, I'm like, yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. So I'm glad to have the opportunity to play here. And I love the house. It's pretty cool. Who'd have thought of an upside-down house other than somebody like AGHQ? What a guy. And back here, he's got his new shop, and it is for rare types of materials. And man, look at this little ravine that he's built here as well. I'm pretty sure by the time this video comes out, he's already shown off all of this stuff, so I'm not really worried about spoilers. But here we are, the Magma Market. All right, so let's hop on inside here and do what he says. Go read the instructions, and it says, replace correct amount of currency in slot of item being purchased. Use the chest below to sort out your belongings, and please do not leave your kids behind. Oh, awesome. There's so many good things in here. I have actually already browsed through here, and there's nothing I want quite yet, or, have diamonds to pay for quite yet, I should say, because I don't really have that many diamonds. So we'll make use of his purchases a little bit later when we have some more resources tucked away. So yeah, I think that's about it for the tour. I'm not too sure where ECKOSOLDIER or JackFrostMiner are at this point in the game. So I'm going to have to talk to those guys, see if they'll give me a tour, and maybe we can do that on camera. All right, let's go back to our house now, and we'll get started on our project for today. Okay. Last thing, before we start with our project, notice anything different? The textures. They're slightly different. This is the BOO texture pack, and I sent out a question a few days ago, probably about a week ago for you guys watching this, but a few days ago at the time of recording, asking, what do you think about using this texture pack for the rest of this series? And the reason I ask is because a couple of the other players are using it, and here, check it out. These trapdoors. Man, those things look really cool. But a couple of the other players are using this texture pack, and I want to be consistent with what most other people on here are doing. Now, I'm not sure that everyone is going to use it, but I use the Faithful texture pack in my single-player series, and it might be nice to have something a little bit different here. So I probably am going to go ahead and use it, but give me your feedback, and if everybody says no, then maybe we'll change our mind. But if most people are okay with it, I think that's what we'll do. Let me know. If you watched episode 3 of this series where we built that house, you'll notice that we built it in the shape of a tree stump, and that's what we're going to do here with our farms. I didn't want to necessarily go the route of, total beginner farm. We want it to have a little bit of an aesthetic appeal to it, and we want it to match the look and feel of this area that we're building. And so, it's not going to be just some tilled dirt with some fences around it, and we're going to go a little bit above and beyond. We're going to go a little bit further than, we might need to for a starter farm, because we probably won't use this for very long when we get some automatic farms going, but we're going to use it for at least a little while, and we want it to look good, especially because if we don't use it down the road and we want to leave it here, we can leave it here, and it'll still look pretty decent. So this is going to be our starter farm, and it's going to look like a log that's got some dirt that's been grown into it. Maybe the inner parts of the wood have been rotten and it's just become dirt. So that's kind of the feel we're going for. And we're actually going to build 3 of these logs right next to each other, but a little bit offset so it's not side by side by side. So let me go ahead and do this, and I'll show you what we got when we have a little bit of progress. I just realized that we mentioned Dallas earlier in his starter house, but we haven't actually been up here on a tour to his mountain house, and he's been working on this for a little while. Man, it is amazing. But it's got a really great view of our little starter area down there, and that looks pretty good. Nice. It looks exactly like we want it to. 3 logs side by side, ready to be our starter farms. So, man, I really wish I had an elytra right now, and I know the other guys have said this, that this would be a great place to jump off and start flying, but we're not there yet. Hopefully we'll get there sometime soon. All right, now that we've got those in place, the next thing we need to do is go drop down some water. And normally when I build farms like this, I put the water directly in the middle so I can get the most, bang for my buck, so to speak. It will spread the tilled dirt as far as possible with one bucket of water. But because it's such a small area, and I know this will reach the entire circle, then we're going to put it in the corner. The reason for that is because we want this to be completely out of the way. And we want to be able to hide the water just a little bit, and the only way we can do that is to put a block over it. So to have something in the middle of this circle just kind of messes with the pathway to walk through. So we're going to put it off in the most out-of-the-way corner we can possibly find. And we need to get our infinite water source again over here. Oh my gosh, creeper, creeper, creeper. Get that guy away. Oh. Well, let's patch that up. 1 second. Okay, here we go. All right. Done. Okay, creeper hole patched. Man, I can't stand leaving those things there. Anyway, back to what we were saying. We're putting the water in the corner so that it's out of the way, and I know that it will still reach all of the plants. So I'm going to go ahead and prepare all of this farmland, and we will start planting some crops. Well, we don't have quite enough crops to fill each circle just yet, but we're gonna let these grow out, and hopefully here soon we'll be able to fill all of these up, and this will provide us a nice source of food that will last us quite a long time. And now that we've got those planted, the next thing we need to do is start making these logs look a little bit more realistic like we did, and add some stairs just like this. And technically those aren't stairs, they're slabs, but they serve as our stairway to get up to the next level, and that way we're not jumping and running the risk of breaking the dirt. So now, we're going to put some fences in. Oh my goodness, baby zombie. Sometimes I just take for granted the fact that I can sleep whenever I want. I've got diamond armor and enchanted weapons all on my single-player world, and I still have nothing here. I really need to work on that. Okay. I don't even know what we were saying, but let's keep working on these farms. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is some exciting stuff right here. I'm going to follow him around because he just told me something that he's got that I am going to pay for. And is it in the shop? Is it in the shop? Yes, maybe. It's at shop. Read directions on how to buy. Perfect. We've already done that in this episode, so I don't need to read the directions, but let me tell you what we guys are going to pick up right now. AGHQ is selling for 10 diamonds, and it's well worth it in my opinion, a mending book. He's got mending books in his shop. They just came in. He just put them in the chest and told me and DarkAbsolute, because he's on the server right now as well, that they are available. So I'm going to go ahead and buy one of them. He's got 2, and I've only got enough diamonds to buy 1. So where is it? There it is. Yes. Oh, I'm so excited. I don't even have one of these on my single-player world yet. I've fished for hours and hours and hours, and I've searched for villager after villager, and I can't seem to find one there. So I'm really excited about this because I've seen this all over the place, and now I get to play with a mending book myself. Okay, we went ahead and put that mending book safely away in a chest in our house, and we're not going to use it quite yet. Rest assured, I will do that on camera. We will enchant something, probably a pickaxe, with that mending book at some point in the near future, but we're not going to do that today. We'll save that for another episode. Right now, we are going to make this thing look a little bit more realistic, like it's got some roots and some brush and some leaves and different things like that coming out of it, and it looks and feels pretty similar to our house. So rather than me explaining all of this, because it's pretty straightforward, what I want to talk about right now is the subscriber specials that I've been doing on my channel. I've done a 100 subscriber special, and then I did a 500 subscriber special, and then most recently I did a subscriber special to celebrate not just 1, but 2,000 subscribers on this channel. And I just kind of want to talk about the future of those kinds of videos because they have been pretty frequent, and there's other things on my channel that I really want to build. And that's not to say that I'm not going to continue building subscriber houses and doing that kind of thing. I absolutely have plans to do that, even if it's not for a subscriber special. Maybe I just, have an episode where I take a break from something and build another subscriber house. But I want to talk about the future of subscriber special episodes where it's specifically to celebrate milestones and things like that. I don't have any idea how much my channel will grow or how quickly. I'm shocked that it is at the point that it's at right now after just not even 6 months. And I'm not sure how much it's going to grow by the end of the year or a couple of years, but I plan to do this for quite a while. I don't really have any plans to ever stop doing this, but I just don't know how much the channel's going to grow, and so I can't predict when those milestones are going to get hit and what those milestones actually will be. So just to predict some realistic subscriber numbers, I want to talk about the future of special episodes. And so I think I'm going to try to start spreading those out a little bit more. So it's not going to be like, hey, we hit 3,000, and hey, we hit 3,500, and hey, we hit 4,000, and continue to do that, because if I do that at the rate we're going, I'm never going to get anything else built on my channel. And so the subscriber special episodes, I think I'm going to spread out to something like the next one will be at 5,000. And then after that, if we hit 10,000, which would be incredible, that would probably be the next one. And then probably the next one after that would be a little bit longer, like something around 25,000, and then maybe 50, and then maybe 100. And then past that, I can't even think that far because 100,000 seems so far away at this point. But to be honest with you, 1,000 seemed so far-fetched when I started this channel, and I didn't even think I'd hit a couple hundred by the end of this year, and here we are in the position we're in. And so I'm gonna try to think that through, but that's my plan to honor you guys and just thank you for being supportive of the channel and for subscribing and for watching my videos. Man, that thing is looking pretty cool. I'm really happy with that. That's honestly the best starter farm that I've ever built. If you see the one on my single player world, it is nothing compared to this. My starter farm, my wheat farm, is just some dirt in a fence. And man, I'm really happy with this. I'm glad I went this direction. Okay, so the next thing that we need to do is start putting down some torches around here, and we're going to do it by hiding them underneath these leaves. And I don't have a pair of shears on me right now, but I've got plenty of leaves, and so we're just going to break the ones that are there. So let me throw some torches around, light this place up a little bit so that we're not so prone to mobs spawning around here, and we'll move on to the next thing for today's episode. The next and final thing that we need to do today is connect up a path for our house and for our farm and just our general area that we are going to be living in for a little bit of time. And I think we're going to do it right here. This pathway right here actually leads to Dallas's mountain house and to his starter house and the torn down, broken barn that he's got over there, which is, man, it's so cool. I love it. There's so many awesome builds on this server. But anyway, we're going to connect up to his path right here because what's the point of having a house near the spawn area where everybody else is if you have to walk through a field to get to it? We at least want it to have some level of establishment. And so what we're going to do is try to blend this in. We're not going to keep the stone look because it doesn't really fit in with our surroundings for our particular house and particular build, but we do want to make it look good with his path. And so I'm going to do some stone here and slowly transition it into some path blocks and some dirt and some wood planks and some logs and some leaves. And so we're just going to sprinkle a few of those throughout here and there, and then eventually transition completely out of the cobblestone pathway, so we won't have any cobblestone by the time we get up to our little area over here. So let me work on this for a couple of minutes and get a design going here, and I'll show you what we've come up with. I've done quite a bit of work off camera. Let's take a look at the finished design. We finished the path, and we're going to walk down here, and you can see it slowly transitioned like we talked about, and I built a couple of custom trees. And we've got a little pond here, which is a pretty cool feature. That I still have to work on. I'm not sure how I'm going to transition into the mine just yet, but leading up to our house and leading up to our farms, it looks pretty good. Let's go take a look over at the farm just for a second. Yeah. Oh, I'm really happy with this. And we've got a full area of crops in each section, and they're all growing. And we're going to have a lot of food before you know it. Let's run over here for just a second because I've got an open space back here that eventually we can expand out into, but we'll save that for another episode, another time. The very last thing I want to do in today's episode, because I got a ton of comments in the comment section about this between the last episode and now, we're going to dye our bed. You guys told me, lapis, you can dye your bed with lapis, and I'm not sure why I didn't think of that, and honestly, I don't want a complete blue bed, I want a light blue bed, so we're going to combine bone meal and lapis, which I completely forgot you could do, and we're going to dye our bed really quick, right here in the crafting table. We'll take our white bed and our light blue dye, and we have our light blue bed. Ah, everything feels right. Everything feels right in the world. That's going to do it for today's episode, everybody. We are completely out of time, but we've gotten quite a bit of progress done today. We have a nice little starter house, a nice little path to walk down, and a nice little starter farm that we can get our source of food from and not necessarily have to rely on going fishing all of the time. So some things that I'm thinking about for the immediate future of this area, we need a little bit better storage area. We're not going to build our final storage by any means, but we need something a little bit more than a few chests on the top of our roof because that's going to fill up really quick. So sometime soon I'm going to build a little storage room where we can, throw some things here and there. And then the other thing I need to do is build an auto smelter because a single furnace is not cutting it. It takes way too long to go through a stack of iron smelting it in one furnace. We need something a little bit more substantial, so stay tuned. I'm not sure what the next episode's going to hold just yet, but I've got a couple of things in mind, and I'm also starting to think about what kind of shop I want to open, and so leave some ideas in the comment section on what you'd like to see there, and also in the comment section, as mentioned earlier, let me know what you think about the texture pack. I really want to use it, but if everybody hates it, then maybe we'll change that. So, let me know. But for now, my name is BluJay, and I've got to fly on out of here. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.